Hey folks, okay, just a few quick words on Quiz 2, so that'll be coming up on February 10th. And again, usual rules, it's available from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You've got 50 minutes to do it, so you can start anywhere within there as long as you can complete by 7 p.m. And again, as usual, it doesn't cut you off at 50 minutes, so if something goes wrong, you can run over. Just make sure you fire me an email afterwards to let me know what happened, right? It'll show me where you got to, and so please just let me know what was going on. Again, questions tend to be randomly ordered, and there's different variations of each question, so you won't all get exactly the same exam, but you should get pretty much equivalent questions. All right, let's see, in terms of the content specifically for Lab 2, this one's mostly a long answer, right? We're getting into sort of deeper issues and more involved algorithms and things, so they're generally long answer, kind of a mix of theory and applied stuff. And again, it can be anything from the lectures, anything from the labs, anything from the Zoom discussions. The topics for this one are pretty much things from that 2 weeks following the last quizz's material, following the quiz 1 material. So it starts off with Hopcroft's algorithm and proceeds from there, looking at table-driven scanners, direct-coded scanners, I guess hand-coded scanners as well, right? The tokenizers that we looked at, the top-down parsing, so that included things like we looked at recursive descent parsers, we looked at handcrafted recursive descent parsing, iterative predictive parsers, looking at things like the first and follow sets and how those are relevant to the parsing that we do. We looked a little bit at LL1 grammars, and later on we looked at LR1 and LRK grammars, so those will crop up as well. Right, so we got into bottom-up parsing, and so that includes the idea of what does a bottom-up parse actually look like. So it would be reasonable for me to, give you a parse tree and ask you what order the parsing would take place in, bottom down or top down or bottom up. We looked at, again, LR1 grammars, LRK grammars, and how they're relevant. We looked at stack-based algorithms for bottom-up parsing. The idea of storing all the stuff on the stack or storing states on the stack. We looked at a table-driven version of that, talking about using the action and go-to tables and how we go through and compute those. Right, the go-to and closure processes that we were using to try and figure out what our action and go-to tables should be. And some of the stuff going on in the labs in terms of using Lex and Yak and doing some of our context-sensitive checking now, where we're associating the chunks of C code along with our grammar rules. So there's a fair bit of content there. For this one, I'm going to go with 5 questions at around 10 marks each, so figure 10 minutes a question, 50 marks total. And again, the usual quiz rules, right? Do your own work, cite any resources that you use. If you get any information is part of your answer that are from somewhere off on the web or in a book someplace, make sure you give a full citation for that. Again, no communication, no collaboration, no getting help from other people. So the usual collection of, please don't communicate with other people to get help with this. And then the usual collection of links, if you do need help with any of the technical side of things. And as always, if something goes wrong and you have to go overtime, send me an email to let me know what happened. If something goes wrong and for some reason you're not able to take or complete the quiz, get in touch with me and we can figure out what to do in terms of a makeup or a rewrite. Again, don't panic, just make sure you get in touch with me and I'll be around as much as possible on that day. All right, I think that's pretty much the idea.